Good morning, students. I am Kamal Nath and I welcome you all in the class of English revision. This is the first video of the revision session and I am going to discuss some very important questions for you so that you can revise for your next class test, second class test. Here you know the portion, what the portion is given, and I think you all are ready for that. First question, that is from the chapter Homesickness. Why did the speaker think that he may sound silly? How did he agree that he was not silly? The speaker thought that he might sound silly for thinking that as a 9-year-old he could make a number of grown-ups believe that he had appendicitis when he did not, and thus get sent home from school. Means he thought that he would make the people believe that he had really appendix and he would be sent back to home from school. He argued that he was in fact not sick by explaining that not long before one of his sisters had actually had appendicitis and he had observed closely how she behaved, how she hurt on her lower right side of her tummy, kept her sick and ran a temperature. Means she had always fever during that period. So he knew exactly how to pretend to be ill so that he would be believed. The people will believe him. Next question that just I have here, the third question. Who are the adults in the story? How did the speaker as a child feel towards them? Why do you think he felt that way? The adults in the story are the speaker's nanny, the school matron, the school doctor, the speaker's mother and Dr. Dunbar. You know all these characters of the story. They are the elders, grown-ups in the story. The speaker as a child admired Nanny as being very wise. He respected, honored and admired Nanny as he thought that she was very wise and believed everything she told him. Whatever she told him, he believed. This could be because she had a ready reply, always ready reply for every question. Whatever he asked, she had just a prompt answer. He was rather afraid of the school matron. It could be because she was rather stern with him, strict with him. He loved his mother and wanted to go home to her. He also admired Dr. Dunbar greatly because Dr. Dunbar was a skilled doctor as well as a wise and kind person who favored him, who supported him. He listened to his advice and was grateful to Dr. Dunbar for helping him. So he not only suggested him, counseled him, but also just favored him, supported him when he came back from his school. Next question is from appreciating the text. For years after that, I used to get nervous whenever I found a toothbrush bristle on my tongue. Why did the speaker get nervous on finding a toothbrush bristle on his tongue? That's the question. The speaker had asked his nanny what causes an attack of appendicitis, and she had said that if loose toothbrush bristles were swallowed, then they get stuck in the appendix and turn it rotten. Is that the appendix bristle turned the appendix rotten? That is why he would get nervous if he found a loose toothbrush bristle on his tongue. I entered the room clutching my stomach on the right hand side and staggering pathetically. Which room is being referred to here in this question, in this statement? The matron's room is the speaker's school. Okay, that is the matron's room in the speaker's school, and that is being referred to here. Why was the speaker clutching his stomach on the right hand side? The speaker was pretending to have an attack of appendicitis. He wanted to make the people feel, he wanted to make matron feel that he was suffering from appendix pain. And that's why he was keeping his right hand side, here hand only on the right hand side of his stomach, of his abdomen, so that the matron could only think that he had pain in his appendix. And that was the reason. Okay, lower side he was just and she had complained of pain the lower right side of her tummy. Okay, he had observed, okay, the speaker was pretending to have an attack of appendix. He had observed his sister who had really had such an attack. He remembered his sister's case, and she had complained of pain in the lower right side of her tummy. Tummy means stomach. That is why he was clutching his stomach on the right hand side. Here some questions are here from the fight. Why did Antonio glance at Felix, and why did Felix look purposely ahead? Both Antonio and Felix must have been feeling rather awkward. You know very well, they both were friends, very close friends. They honored each other, loved each other as brother, but they were going to fight in the championship. And that's why just both of them were feeling quite awkward and uncertain at this point. They knew they were going to fight each other in a few days. They both were wondering how the fight might affect their friendship and how they should interact with each other. These were some of the questions they had in their mind. Antonio looked at Felix to see how he might be feeling. And Felix looked purposely ahead because he was not ready to face Antonio yet. How to talk, what to talk, what will they be feeling about each other, and how might this fight, this match would affect their friendship. This was what here a question both of them were thinking, and all the time that was troubling them. So let us see some other questions. Let's have a clean fight. This is the statement, this is the sentence from para 40. Who said this to whom? The announcer said this to the two fighters, and the two fighters were Antonio and Felix. What does a clean fight mean in this context? In this context, clean fight means a match fought fairly and honestly, where each fighter tries his best and none tries to defeat the other by any unfair means. This was what here the meaning of clean fight. The announcer said the two friends. Yeah, it will be better for our heads. And this is the line taken from para 14. What did the speaker and listener agree to do, and why? The speaker and the listener, they were Antonio and Felix. Obviously, you know, they both agreed not to see each other till the day of their fight. Both of them decided not to meet each other before the fight, before the match was going to take place. They decided this because they thought it would be good idea to face each other directly at the fight as competitors, not as friends, not as brothers, as competitors, rather than keep meeting as friends before fight. This was the decision both of them took, that they would not meet each other before the fight. Here the other question is, what else did they agree on? There were some more here points on which both of them agreed, they decided to follow. They also agreed to face each other at the fight as two strangers, not as friends, not as brothers, not to defend each other. So both of them agreed to face each other at the fight as two strangers who want the same thing, to fight equally, without trying to spare each other or letting their friendship come in the way of the fight. They decided that their friendship would not come in the fight, in the match. So these were some of the important questions from these chapters, and I will have some more questions in the class that I will discuss with you all. With that, just in the next video I will come with some more questions from the poems and from grammar based questions. Thank you students, thank you very much.